when I was younger, there was a season when I believed that there was a secret formula or a secret sauce to success. I was very, in retrospect, I was very well read at a very young age. I think I read Think and Grow Rich when I was 11.
Wow, that's early.
Yeah.
Which helped.
Yeah.
And part of the reason, to be fair, we didn't own a television and couldn't afford cable. So I didn't grow up watching television. So books were how I entertained myself. But because the issue was because I was fairly well read, I had a lot of head knowledge, but it hadn't integrated yet. So it wasn't experiential knowledge. So there's a lot of things that I knew here that I did not understand here. And in some ways that hurt me because I could sit down with somebody and hear answers to things that I was already very familiar with and think, oh, it couldn't be that, because if it was that, I'd already be there. Because I knew it here, I didn't know it here. And that is a big difference. There's a lot of things that people know. I say it this way, we are like gluttonous in information, but we are starving for wisdom. It's like we have tons of knowledge, but the conversion of knowledge to wisdom is the integration work of really getting to understand what it is you think you know. And so in my early experiences with business, I honestly thought there was just some formula or there was an element of luck. And I do think there is an element of luck to everything, if you want to call it that. But so when people would ask me things like, all right, I'd ask for advice from somebody who is successful or wealthy or doing well. And they would say things like, work really hard, stay the course, keep your vision in front of you, be patient. I'm like, no, I can't. Yes, I get all that. It can't be that. And so now here I am in this phase of my life. People ask me that question. I'm like, work really hard, stay the course, have a clear vision, make decisions daily that are based on what you want most, not what you want now. And that's really, really hard for a lot of people. And I teach that. It's like, just a simple filter is, does this decision get me closer to my goal or further away? And literally everything goes through that filter. What podcasts I listen to, what books I read, what I eat, when I go to bed, who I hang out with, who I date, who I don't date, who I don't hang out with. All of that goes through that filter. Does this get me closer to my goals or further away? So there isn't an area of my life that's reserved that's like, oh, that doesn't account for that. It's everything. So I think once I committed to that, everything got easier over time. There's 3 phases to momentum. I'll stop, but creating momentum is the hardest part, and you'll feel like grossly overworked and underpaid, and that's why most people never get through it. Second phase is maintaining momentum. Once you get there, success kind of starts to take on a life of its own. You just got to make sure you don't take your foot off the pedal, which a lot of people do because they think they've arrived. And then advancing momentum is when the game really starts to change, where everything takes on a life of its own. It's like it's building on top. It's like compounding on everything you're doing. And now you'll feel grossly overpaid and underworked for what you're getting. There's really 3 phases of the momentum. So creating momentum is the toughest part. But once you get through that, things get a lot easier.
Hey, thanks for checking out this short clip from the full podcast I did. If you want to see another clip, go ahead and click the link right here. Or if you want to see the full podcast, you can click the link right here and check it out.